All right, what's up, everybody? So we are 98 days out. This is our daily physique update. 186.6 when I weighed myself this morning. I've definitely eaten too much these last couple of days. I've just been, well, not as focused as I should be, but that's okay, you know. The nice thing about bodybuilding is you set your date and, you know, the results show. So whatever you do 98 days before, 97 and all the way up, it shows during the competition. So I am trying to develop new ways to optimize things naturally when it comes to hormones and dieting down and manipulating calories correctly. And it's something I'm going to try a little bit during this period, but I've certainly just eaten too much. That's just simple. So I think I was like 6 pounds less just a couple days ago. But it also shows you, it does get, the one benefit is you start to get a better relationship with how many carbs you need to carb up and how you need to carb up for a competition. Because honestly, the last couple of competitions, I have not eaten enough. I mean, the second competition, I went a little ham. I did straight sugars and candy, and I mean, as clean as I could find it, believe me. I think about those things. But, you know, I probably consumed 4,000 calories that day. It wasn't nearly enough. I think I probably need to go for 5,000, but then we're worrying about manipulating the gut, right? And making sure you get that evacuated so your stomach isn't a big lump on stage. So I was pretty happy with how I did it last time, but I do believe I'm gonna add in some more calories, add in a little bit of water to aid digestion, and take, I think it's magnesium oxide as like something to flush me, right? So that won't be the night before though. That'll be one day before. I'm going to do a 2-day carb up, etc. with things that process very well, and adding a little bit more water and then manipulating with salt on the day of the competition. Anyways, still doing the same diet stuff. So, you know, you can reference my early work. It's basically 2 pounds of ground beef. Last couple days it's been 3 pounds with cheese every time and a little sourdough bread. When I do have bread, that's the bread I have. And then I had pizza last night because I was over at my parents'. That's another quick thing to mention. Like, I debate myself over these things, and I definitely believe I have the ability to have cheat meals. They don't wreck my system. You know, I don't feel terrible after I eat gluten or after I eat something else that might be irritable to a lot of people. But with that being said, in the pursuit of optimization of health, there's going to be a lot of things you don't feel every day, and I definitely have come to the belief that, for example, gluten is not great for us, especially when it's in this very processed form, or when it's heavily sprayed with pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, chemical fertilizers, and a lot of other things. So I do think that if you want to make the ultimate sacrifice and you want to make the most progress, you know, you do have to kind of shut down, and that's the nice thing for me, because I basically lost all of my friends, so or, you know, got rid of them, etc. So it's not hard for me to just eat the same thing every day. You know, the only place I go is over my parents' house, pretty much. You know, if I'm going to eat something different, I don't go out to eat at all for the most part. Certainly during this, since April, I've gone out to eat some, and you know, once in a while there's a date, but those usually don't go too well either. So, you know, anyways, you can make the sacrifice. That's really what I want to communicate, though, is if you really want something and you really believe in something, that's the most important thing. Because if you don't really believe in it, you might tell yourself you want to make the sacrifice, but really you're not prepared to make the sacrifice. And that makes me think of a Bob Proctor thing I watched a while ago, and he said, I bet if I put all you in this room on a lie detector right now, you know, everybody would say they're ready to change, but really most of you wouldn't be ready to change. And that's the truth for me a lot of the time too. As much change as I've made in my life, I'm still resistant to a lot of change. And as it relates to bodybuilding, I've made the commitment to you guys before that I'm going to be more disciplined in what I do and gonna go for 100%, and that's what I'm gonna go for. And so, you know, I'm making that commitment today, that there's going to be zero cheat meals from now until the competition. It's going to be extremely regimented, and I'm going to be a case study for, you know, what I believe as optimal health. And what I'm doing to optimize my health right now is the diet that I believe in, which is organic, grass-fed ground beef, raw dairy, and raw dairy with Parmigiano Reggiano is made with raw milk, or whatever, raw dairy. I don't want to go into the weeds right here. Fruits and fruit juices, and I'll have the occasional vegetable if I really feel like it, but making sure that's also organic, whatever. I mean, I saw a study the other day talking about even when you wash vegetables that are non-organic, you're doing great if you can remove half of the toxins on it. So vegetables, that's another reason why I don't really love them. But more about when I am consuming raw honey, raw dairy, fruit juice, and exclusively, I'll probably add in some organic chicken as we get closer. But that's how regimented my diet is going to be from this day up to competition, except for the junk food I'll consume to carb up, of course. But that's a separate, kind of a separate topic. And I'm going to make sure my sleep is better. That's, I think, the biggest thing that I've been negating. So, making sure I get my phone off an hour before bed, making sure I don't look at it for the first 30 minutes upon waking, and a couple other lifestyle habits that I won't talk about here, but that are designed to relax the mind and give me better sleep. That's definitely a big one. Excuse me. And then filter my water, stop drinking out of plastic. The stop wearing plastic, I'm not there yet. I'm sorry. I want to be there at some point, but every single shirt I own is this tri-blend, 50% cotton, 25% rayon, 25% polyester. I'm not going to rip up my whole wardrobe that I love. I love these shirts. I'm sure this Young LA stuff is using that too, but it's something I'm thinking about, and it's something I'm not going to go commando with Adidas shorts on. I mean, I'll have a little bit of mercy, but yeah, that'll be that. I guess there's really nothing else I wanted to mention here, but just wanted to give you all a snapshot of where I'm at. Eating too much, not quite in the routine I'd like to be, but getting back to it. And hey, that's another message to all of you is, like, especially if you're young around my age, like, making these decisions is hard, and I've made some decisions and I'm happy with those decisions, and I've done a lot to be happy with, I suppose, but I'm really reaching, in my mind I know where I want to reach, and there's sacrifices that got to be made, whether that be friends, whether that be food, whether that be some other things. You got to think deeply about where you're at and where you want to be at, and what that would exactly include. And then you got to think about, not living too fast, right? Because you're still whatever, you're still a kid at heart. I think we all need to maintain, like, that we're kids at heart, and we need to maintain that freedom that can afford our mind. It's a powerful freedom, because that's where true creativity lies. That's why babies are linguistic geniuses, and people say that we shut ourselves off automatically, but we can open ourselves back up to that magic. Anyways, let's get to it. So, and I got the ability to show you some more leg progress. That's another thing, is I'm debating. It's tough to choose the right shorts. Apparently, the competition bodies are, OCB that I compete in is cracking down. They don't want to see as much of these snug shorts. If you look at my photos, you'll see, my shorts aren't really snug. They're kind of, it's both because I have smaller legs, but also because of the type of shorts I'm wearing. Some guys are just hugging their legs, and it's not even fair. But anyways, again, pretty full today, feeling pretty good, but definitely a little chunky, I feel. And that's not, I don't want to say chunky to diss anybody, or people say you have body dysmorphia. Look, everybody has the place they want to be, right? It's just where I want to be. You gonna diss somebody for wanting to be where they want to be? It doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't mean I don't also, celebrate the physique I do have. But, and of course, social media does impact these things. Like, you got to make the decision for yourself. Which way do I want to look? Do I want to look like all these influencers? How do I really want to look? I mean, I think what I got right now is a perfect, 10-12%, just kind of chilling. Like, very good, but I think it's important to really set where you want to be in terms of your physical appearance. Doesn't mean you're going to get there either, right? Like, I set the goal to win a pro card. I didn't get that. Did I get mad at the universe, though? No, I thank the universe, right? Thank whatever God sends your way. You see how like I gotta pull my gut in with how much I ate these last couple of days, But normally that's not what I have to do. So this is really, honestly, not the honest representation. It's like when you had to pull that gut all the way in. Not that not that it shouldn't be that way, and sometimes it has to be that way when you're competing. Alright, let's get a little leg action in here. So, if you look at, see the perspective's not great there. It's making me look even worse, but the quads have definitely developed some. I don't know exactly how much, but they've definitely developed some. I don't know if you can see the hamstrings here. And I've thought about going over to Classic Physique. I think once I get, I think Physique is where I belong. But I definitely could go to Classic. I definitely view my physique as having that ability. Maybe we can do some other classic poses. What's the, side chest. First time doing those poses on camera, so see how that turns out. But anyways, thank you all for watching. We'll catch you tomorrow.